So, my name is Mike Anthony. I write Still Loading on Retroware TV, and I'm one of the editors for the articles of that part of the site. And I've noticed other people can't sleep. They've done videos of their game collection, like John D. So I decided to do one this afternoon, because I haven't slept all day and all night. Let's do that.
Yeah!
So tonight, I start with my handheld stuff. I have too much of it.
Look at that collection.
So far, right now, what I have in my collection is a Game Gear with a bunch of games. I think my favorite is Shining Force and Psychic World. Space Harrier is not a bad port either, but yeah, it's okay. Also, this is my game room. I don't have a big collection of those guys, so this is going to be a pretty short video. Let's just accept that. PS Vita. It's a PS Vita. Favorite games: Persona 4, Ys. Gravity Rush is pretty cool. And if Gravity Rush comes out on whenever it comes out on PS4, you should buy it because it's awesome. You should buy a PS4 because it's awesome. PSP with all the Persona games in here. Jonathan Chapman, who writes Retrovision on the site, sold me, didn't give it to me. This modded Game Boy, which is pretty awesome. Got Pokemon Yellow in there because yellow and orange go good together. I don't know.
Because it's Pikachu.
Yeah. Neo Geo Pocket Color is an awesome system. I really wish this thing had lasted longer in the US or anywhere. It's a lot of fun, and the clicky wheel is just perfect. And makes things like fighting games way easier to control than other handhelds at the time. And last, or semi-last but not least, is the WonderSwan, which is the WonderSwan Crystal, which is the last version they did. It's pretty cool. Hold it like this, or like this. I have Puyo Puyo in there because I love Puyo Puyo, and I am horribly bad at it at the same time, so, gotta practice on the go.
Always.
Then, of course, I got my DS Lite with a flash card so I can actually play Mother 3, and 3DS, new 3DS with cool faceplates I got for my birthday for my sister.
Yeah.
And, what else is cool over here? I got this 3DS case signed by Justin Juwario Carmichael before he passed. And, it's the reason why this is kind of busted apart and doesn't stick together too well. I keep all my games in it because he was a really cool guy and I miss him. We all miss him. And I thought, if I could see this, I can still think of him whenever I open up the games. And I got a bunch of stuff in here.
So many games.
Shin Megami Tensei 4 is my favorite RPG on a 3DS. Link Between Worlds is my favorite 3DS game. And The World Ends With You is my favorite DS game ever. Have you played it yet?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Okay. You should find her online somewhere and tell her to play The World Ends With You. Actually, don't, because she's looking at me like she wants to kill me and she's the one holding the camera. So
What's in the red box?
Oh. Import Gaming for the Win sent me this. It's a Famicom mini game for the Game Boy Advance. It looks like a Famicom box in there. It's pretty cool.
Famicom.
Yeah. Alright, let's move over here, I guess.
Moving.
There are two games I'm playing on right now up here. And this is Sakura Wars 3 for the Sega Dreamcast. It's pretty awesome. I'm playing it with you behind the camera right now.
Yes.
Strategy RPG with steam-powered robots in the 20s and some dating sim, social sim elements that aren't creepy or weird, which is a nice change of pace with some of that stuff lately, I'm going to say. And here houses most of my systems. Got an N64, NES, Super Nintendo, Dreamcast, Saturn, Genesis with a Sega CD under it, PS2, Laserdisc player that I barely ever use. And up here we have my PS3 hooked up to the CRT for some reason because I need a Netflix machine in here. Let's be honest.
Netflix is awesome.
You gotta have Netflix.
Always.
And I have my PC Engine Duo hooked up to all permanently or most of the time because I love the system. It's really cool little Japanese system. The original version's like the size of a jewel case. And really wish this got more attention in the US under the TurboGrafx name. Or succeeded just a little bit more with more import titles. In other parts of this house, I have my PS4 and the Wii U hooked up, but I'm too lazy to go run around the house and do that right now, so... Alright, let's start with some of this stuff.
Yep.
In this box, in my childish third grader handwriting, I have Saturn games, Dreamcast games, and a couple cool surprises.
All games.
I was trying to collect the Working Designs games that were released on these systems. I still have Sega Ages, Magic Knight Rayearth. I used to have Dragon Force and a couple others, but I sold them because I needed the money. On Sega CD, I have Potful Mail and both Lunar games, as well as Sonic CD and a broken copy of Mansion for Hidden Souls. I don't know why I haven't thrown it out yet, but... And my favorite games, I think, for the Saturn are Panzer Dragoon Saga, which I got really cheap for this game. It's like $500 sometimes I see on eBay, but it's not in the original box, so that brought it down. It's just such a good RPG. I really hope Sega finds a way to release this and on newer consoles because they haven't been able to. The source code is lost, which is a shame because it's probably the best RPG of the 3rd-bit era, or one of them. I'd say better than Final Fantasy 7 and 8, maybe 9, which is fighting words for some, but I don't give a fuck.
So many fighting words.
I know, right?
Don't kill him, Internet. Don't do it.
No, you'll have to find me first. Wouldn't be too hard, honestly. I have a ton of Saturn imports because, not a ton, but a good amount, because it's way cheaper to collect Saturn for imports, kiddos who are trying to get into the Saturn. It's just, the prices have inflated so much on the US games that it hasn't really reached the Japanese games yet. So, if you want to start, get a memory card or an action replay card so you can play the Saturn imports. It's super easy. I recommend it so much. Some of my Saturn imports that I have that I really love are, let me get it out. Princess Crown. It's the predecessor to Odin Sphere and Dragon's Crown. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's got great gameplay. Half the maps and stuff are in English, so it's not too hard to navigate with a simple guide. The combat system is pretty awesome. I really like it. If you can find a copy on this or the PSP, I'd really recommend picking it up. Cotton 2 is a pretty good fun shooter. The first Cotton was a lot of fun, but I think it was only released here on TurboGrafx. I don't know. I have to double check, but I'm filming this right now, so I'm not gonna. Other favorite games for the Saturn are the Panzer Dragoon games. Burning Rangers is amazing. If you can find a copy without having to sell your house to buy it, I really recommend it. One of the best looking games of the Saturn, one of the most fun action games of the Saturn by Sonic Team, who also did... God damn it. The cover fell off, but it's Knights.
Nice!
You should know Knights if you're into retro gaming, if you're into Sega. It's
even on the Wii.
Yeah, on the Wii. It's not as good on the Wii, but it's a good game still.
Yes.
And I have Enemy Zero and D. I'm a big fan of Kenji Eno's games, the D trilogy that came out here in the US. He was crazy. He did some great stuff for indie games before indie games were really a thing. And I just kind of like everything that was like, fuck it to the man with this sort of system, so it's pretty cool. Dreamcast stuff. Gotta have, or I gotta have because I love the series. Shenmue. Shenmue 2. When I was like 10, my best friend got a Dreamcast, friend Eric, and he had Shenmue, and it blew us away how great it looked, how cinematic it was, and I ended up getting my own Dreamcast until like 2005, but it was one of the first things I sought out was these two games. And then the sequel to D is D2. It's pretty epic, it's pretty fucked up, lots of graphic violence, sexuality, really complex story with drugs and existential drama. It's really cool. If you like a cutscene heavy horror game, I really recommend it. And somewhere in here is Space Channel 5. I can't see it right now, but I love that game. It's my favorite. It might be my favorite rhythm game. I'm a big fan of rhythm games. And I have the rest of the Soccer Wars games here. I got them all together for my Christmas this year, and they're pretty cool. I like story games. It's like playing through an anime. That's pretty fun. Rez is another game by the people in Space Channel 5. It's a rhythmic trance shooter, and it's pretty crazy how it mimics synesthesia like it was trying to do. We're on the Jet Set Radio, which is on everything now. If you don't have Jet Set Radio and you want to try it, go ahead, it's great. I think it's better than Jet Radio Future, but that's just me. A lot of people think go either way. And some of the coolest things I have are some 3DO games, even though I do not own a 3DO because I'm a loser. And I have D, the 3DO, the D's Diner Collector's Cut, which comes with a big booklet, special editions, all these cool special features of making of and proto scenes and stuff like that, and a soundtrack. Tripped, which is like a Puyo Puyo clone, but it's different enough that I really like it. Really crazy, you fuse monsters together, and the more monsters that come together on screen as the little blobs combine. It's weird. They explode, and it's awesome. And I have Short Warped, which was only like a couple thousand copies were made, and it's a series of mini games related to the other games they released, Warp released. And it came with a condom that says you can choose Short Warp to use this or to lose that, which I don't understand why they thought that was a good idea. Nerds are going to use this. They're going to keep it in mint condition because they're nerds. What was the point of this? I love it. It's so bizarre. It's just weird, and I love it. That's away. Try to wrap this up a little faster. That's loud. Okay.
And we have
This is PS1, PS2, and DS3DS stuff. I've sold a lot of my PS2 and PS1 collection over time, but I still have some good games. Like I said, I was trying to collect the Working Designs games, and I found I had to get Lunar Complete for Lunar 1 and 2, and they're great box sets. They come with so much stuff inside. They come with maps, they come with soundtracks, they come with making of movies, CDs, they come with pendants, bromides. They're really cool. They're hard to get now, but they're still not too bad that you can't have the sweets which I haven't top of that was some of my favorite PS1 games are Arc the Lad, Wild Arms, so pretty cool too. I also have Azura Dreams, but it's not here, so I have no idea where it is. I have a lot of RPGs. I'm a fan of RPGs. For DS games, I really like Ghost Trick on DS and Retroware games.
puzzles for the win.
Puzzles are great. I love puzzle games. They're great for whatever time you want to play, whatever mood you're in. There's always a good puzzle game you can play. And Elite Beat Agents is probably one of the easiest to get now, I think, compared to used to be. And it's so fun. You should play it. I feel like those games kind of sat on the shelves forever whenever I go to the store. But it's a lot of fun. Fire Emblem Awakening. I have a ton of Shin Megami Tensei games. I have Soul Hackers, I have Shin Megami Tensei 4. Rhythm Thief is not Shin Megami Tensei, obviously, but it's a great game to say that. Like Space Channel 5, it's a bunch of other good games, but in its own way. Trace Memory is okay. It's just okay. It's on top, that's why I'm showing you. Zelda games on DS. My PS3 selection has gone down a lot over the past few years because I sold it and I gave it away. Heavy Rain, Child of Eden, which is the successor to Rez, tricky as hell, but it is so much fun. It's like sensory overload in the best possible, least painful way. Ni no Kuni's great. Sonic All-Star Racing Transform is pretty awesome. And Cade will back me up that Alice Managed Returns is probably the best long-awaited sequel in a long time.
Oh, it's so good, so trippy, so dark.
Pretty great.
If you like dark, gore,
fantasy,
and just Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, you're gonna love
Definitely would love that game. It's for PS3, Xbox 360. Don't believe it's on Xbox One yet, and then the first one in the series is PC based as well, as you can occasionally get it on the Xbox 360.
You get it off of this disc too.
Yes, same for the Xbox 360.
And I have
Better to play on PC.
The first Sucker Wars was the only one released in English, number 5. It's kind of a stepchild of the series because it's totally protagonist set in New York City, which is pretty cool. It's actually in English. You don't need a translation guide to play, which I have several downloaded for the other ones. Worth it because I'm a nerd and they're a nerd.
Yeah.
So, you know, that just happens.
Nerds. Awesome.
I have never played Metal Gear or Devil May Cry.
Oh, Devil May Cry is fun. I can vouch for that one.
I've watched it, but I've never played it.
I have. It's a fun game, guys.
I have 2 copies of the Japanese Nights into Dreams for PS2. I was gonna say, if you want one, you should message me, and maybe if you're nice enough, I'll send it. But I think she wants one really bad.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. Claimed.
She lives close to my house, and she knows where I live and where I sleep, so she can take it.
Yeah, that's true.
Kingdom Hearts, you gotta have Kingdom Hearts around the PS2 if you like RPGs. Even if you're not a Disney person, they're just fun, they're quirky. The stories get convoluted as hell. We watched like a 2-hour video explaining it, and we still didn't get all of it, but it was pretty cool.
And supposedly, there's another one coming out some point.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Eventually. That's what they say. They always say that, and then like 5 years later, it's on the PS6 or something like that.
Such a tease.
Ode to the Sphere and the ugly ass GameStop box. Great game. Like Princess Crown, I really can't recommend it enough if you can get it. Space Channel 5 again. This is the Japanese version. Another thing from Import Gaming for the win. He's a great guy. Go check out his channel. If by some miracle or weird event you actually decide to watch this on YouTube, it's pretty cool. And this is also Space Channel 5, but it comes with part 2, so yeah. Shin Megami Tensei, Nocturne, Digital Devil Saga, Ryoga, Devil Summoner. I have a lot of Shin Megami Tensei games. They're so hard, but so good. And that's most of that stuff. Ys. Gotta have Ys and Katamari Damacy if you were a weird person in high school. Chances are you would like Katamari Damacy, which is the case with us.
You get to roll around and pick things up.
Everybody knows Katamari Damacy, but you just...
You get to
if
roll
you
around.
haven't played it, you gotta play it to really see the brilliance of the insanity.
You get to pick up the world.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The sequels are okay. The first 2 are the best.
Last case.
Well, there's one more in there
Oh,
because
goodness me.
I'm a liar. I didn't think I decided to trick you because I could do that.
Tricky,
Let's just
tricky,
skip today.
tricky.
I'm really a fan of Repro Carts. This is Famicom Detective Club 2 in English. I'm excited to try that. And in here I have most of my console games. Earthbound is plugged into the Super Nintendo in there because it is too awesome to not be plugged in somewhere and ready to be played whenever. So I don't have a lot of Master System stuff, but I have Phantasy Star, Shinobi, Outrun, some of the classics, some of the big favorites. And some of my PSP games are in here too because they don't fit anywhere else. The Persona games, Prinnies, Parappa, because if you're a rhythm game person, you gotta try Parappa. It's one of the first, it's one of the best. I have a lot of games, I think, but not as many as some people, so I can't complain yet. SimCity, one of the better ports for the game for console or anything around the time, I think. Castlevania, can't go wrong. That's different here. Star Tropics is, I think, kind of underrated. It's not super underrated, but it's not talked about enough, and I say so. So that is so. So yeah, play Star Tropics. It's awesome. It's like Zelda, but more puzzly in how you move and play, and you got to be more careful about some of your steps than Zelda. Also, in my NES, you can't see it because it's shoved in there, is the Earthbound Zero translation ROM hack. And it has the easy ring on it because I am not a sadist. I like to be able to beat my games without grinding every 2 minutes.
Or rage quitting.
Oh, I know, I can't play that game regularly. It's so hard. ActRaiser, Mario Paint. The Ranma fighting game that actually was bastardized into some weird Street Fighter clone. It's cool. It has some voice samples from the actual voice actors. That's Mario All-Star.
Best game in the world. Shh. Best game for child in the world.
Okay, maybe.
That's my childhood. Don't mock my childhood, people.
Whatever. Round 1.5. And here I have all the Ranma fighters in Japanese because
Why
the first
not?
one wasn't released here as Ranma. The second one I had came with it. And the third one is really, really good. Ju Wario did a video on this a while back. I really recommend it. It's such a great fighting game. It's quirky. And anytime you watch Ju Wario's videos, an angel gets his wings. I don't know. He's awesome. I miss him, so you should check it out. And Pulse Man was never released here, but I got a repro card of it from Genesis. Really great game on Game Freak. It's the people who made Pokemon before they did Pokemon. It's like an action, fast-paced platformer. Your electric robot guy from the computer doing stuff. Yeah.
Postman, man.
Yes. And Clock Tower, I think, is one of my favorite scary games. I made Cade watch it with me, or play it with me, and they did not last very long.
It's scary.
It's super atmospheric and scary, and I wish we got it here officially. But Nintendo in the 90s, there wasn't a chance to know. But it was just still pretty cool.
If you like to get scared, definitely play that game.
Yeah. And if you like walking really, really slow, you can play that game too.
Yes. And having a scissor man come at you.
Roof from Clan of the Grey Wolf will back me up that this game is better than its predecessor, ToeJam and Earl 2. It's a really great platformer. It's colorful. It's fun. Good music. It's more diverse than the first one, and that's... what else can you ask for? Streets of Rage, Fantasy... I have all the Fantasy Stars. 3 is missing at the moment, but I have all of them besides that. Sonic and Knuckles. Kid Chameleon is okay. It's pretty hard. I don't know, I'm a loser. I can't play them very well because they're too old. But it's fun. And that's about it for favorites for that. There's some message to Paper Mario. Paper Mario's great.
Last ditch effort.
Yeah. I don't want to go through the 64 stuff because they're not labeled on the top. And you don't know what's in them. Oh, these are a thing. I only have 2 PS4 games right now, but they're The Witcher 3, which is beyond fantastic. Really in-depth RPG. Dragon Quest Heroes, which is kind of Dynasty Warriors-ish, but it's Dragon Quest, so that makes it better. To me. Anyway. Bayonetta 2, Smash Bros. Stolen copy of Just Dance. It's hers.
Borrowed, not stolen.
I'll give it back eventually. And Xenoblade Chronicles, which I'm not quite into yet, but I'm going to keep trying. Ooh, last bit isn't here.
Boop, 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 boop.
As you can see, I won't even show you what my controller drawer looks like because once I pull out one thing, everything else is tangled to it. Yeah, it's pretty horrible.
All the cables.
I'm like the opposite of John D when it comes to organized. If you ever seen his gamer video, it's super organized and well kept, and mine's just shoved wherever you can fit it. Cosmic Fantasy 2. This is on my PC Engine TurboGrafx stuff. I would love to play this on a review, or make a review of it, because the only one out there on YouTube is pretty like angry video game mocking kind of tone, and it's dumb. I don't like it, so I'm just gonna say that. Amateur. Let's see what else is here. Valis, Parasol Stars, another working designs game, an early one. These both are working designs. Valis is a great action game with horrible cover art. In fact, I'd say 90% of the PC Engine or the TurboGrafx library in the US has horrible cover art. Puzzle game, more Puyo Puyo. Space Harrier, because I am a whore for this game and will buy it on every system I have. It's true, I just don't want to admit it.
You just
So
admitted it to
I
the
admitted
world.
it, but you know, I don't want to. Bastille is a strategy RPG. Instead of like moving stuff across the board when the enemies encounter, it turns into this action-heavy robot fighting game. It's really cool. Super hard to get now, I think, but it's fun. Popful Mail. Kate will vouch for me. This is a lot of fun on both the Sega CD and the PC Engine. They're really different games, but they're still really cool.
Yep.
Really great cutscenes, a lot of cool stuff like that. Good music, good voice acting. If you can understand Japanese, good for you. I cannot, so I just go.
Pretty colors and music, yay!
That's a memory card. Silent Debuggers is like a first-person shooter, but maybe old school style. I'm not in love with it, but it's a thing.
Words are hard for everyone, people.
It's Shubibin Man. Say that 3 times fast. I tell you.
No.
It's a Mega Man clone, kind of, but it's a really fun Mega Man clone, so I'll play it.
There's your challenge, people. Try to say that 3 times fast.
Oh, don't. You're gonna be not happy. Splatterhouse. This is the only arcade card, because for the TurboGrafx and PC Engine, there were expansion cards for the system to make the system run better with more RAM and stuff, and I don't have an arcade card, but I have this game, and I really want to play it, so if anybody wants to donate an arcade card duo, I love you. Good fighting game, I've heard. Ranma 1/2, and more Ranma 1/2 because it's one of my favorite manga and anime series, and I love these games. One's more like an arcade beat 'em up. One's a one-on-one fighter before Street Fighter, so it's like really weird controls, but it's oddly satisfying. This is an Urusei Yatsura anime game. I can't play much of it, so I'm gonna put it back. Double Dungeons is super common, super boring, and if you see it and it's like worth more than like $5, just don't buy it. It's not worth it. Dungeon Explorer is cool. It's like a gauntlet game. Val's is back with more stupendously terrible box art. It's no. That's it. That's it for that. That's pretty much my gaming collection. There's a few things around I didn't want to go dig up, but it's basically this corner of the apartment, and that's what I'm doing. So that's it. Bye bye.